Hi, this is Jessie Holton, your Stampin' Up demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com. Thanks for watching my video today. Today I'm showing you the Perennial Birthday Kit from the 2018 Occasions catalogue. This is a really pretty kit. It makes 16 cards and includes everything, including this beautiful box and a perennial calendar that you can use year after year. This is the coordinating stamp set that you can purchase separately, and it has some really great sentiments in it, including some that you could use for masculine cards. So I've already made one of these kits previously, and the first one that I made, I did it all up according to the instructions, and this next one I decided that I would make all of the backgrounds different, so that there's 4 variations of each card, making 16 different cards in total. I've started off with Old Olive ink, and I'm going to do the sentiments first, do all the stamping and get that out of the way. These sentiments are really fun, the font is really cute, and there definitely is a lot of uses for the images and sentiments in the stamp set that you could use time after time. The rest of the sentiments I'm doing in Dapper Denim. I've also got my stamping scrub on the side, so I'm cleaning, drying and putting away the stamps as I use them. And this is how I tend to work, generally cleaning up as I go, because my craft space is really small and it gets out of hand really quickly if I don't clean up after myself. My husband just wishes that I would apply this rule to the rest of the house. So I like to leave all of the little tags and things in the paper. I don't pop them out until after I've stamped them. I find that it's much easier to stamp them when you're working with a bigger piece of paper. There's more area to hold, and you're more likely to get the stamp straight. This next stamp has a little bit of a curve to it, so I'm just making sure that I get it on straight and up the right way before I go stamping it all. They're a little bit whimsical, these little banners. They're very cute. So you might notice as I'm going along that I don't have the stickers on the back of my stamps, but I do keep the sticker sheet in the front of my stamp set, and I use it as a reference for punches to see which different punches fit which different shape stamps. And because they're all 100%, it makes for a really easy reference tool. So I'm doing this next little flower in Flirty Flamingo, and excuse me, then I'm going to do the leaves in Old Olive. Included with this set is also a sheet of stickers, or a couple of sheets of stickers. They include these little gold centres for the flowers, but I haven't used those today. There's also some little tassels for one of the cards that's got the balloons on it, but again I haven't used those today. And finally it's got all of the months of the year if you want to put those on your perennial calendar. And they include a couple of different languages. So there's English and French, and I'm not sure what the last language is that's included in those. So now that I've stamped all of my tags and things, I'm going to start making the cards. I'm going to pop all of these ones out together at once, and I find that that's much easier when you've got a few that you can put on top of each other and pop them out together. It stops them from folding and curving and stuff. With this ribbon, it's meant to have a banner cut at each end, but that's a bit too fiddly for me, so I decided to just do angled edges, and I'm using some fast fuse to hold those in place. Next, I tie on the bow with this really gorgeous Dapper Denim baker's twine. Sorry, excuse me guys, I do have a cold, so that's why my voice is a little bit like a high school boy, popping up and down all the time. but makes for an interesting video. And that's actually why I've done the voiceover for this one, because I was coughing and spluttering the whole way through it. So the Dapper Denim Baker's Twine, and then I'm adding my own dimensionals to this kit. So the all-inclusive kits do come with dimensionals, but the other kits do not. So the first kit that I made up, I made it without dimensionals, and I really thought that it needed some extra dimension added to it. So I'm using quite a few dimensionals, and the reason for this is so that when I post the cards, they're not going to sag in the middle. And also, you know, sometimes people hold on to these cards for a couple of years, and I don't want them to pull it out of the drawer and it'll be saggy. So here's the 4 different backgrounds here together so that you can see, and I think that they look really pretty. They mix and match so easily. So this next one is the balloon card. I found this one a little bit fiddly. The instructions have to tie a bow with to tie all of the strings from the balloons together, and I thought that that was a little bit fiddly, so I decided to do this one a little bit differently, and I've left the strings loose and just put the sentiment straight over the top. It doesn't actually have in the instructions the different lengths that you need to cut the ribbons at and the twine, but I find just measuring it by hand is a little bit easier for me than trying to measure it out on a ruler. And I haven't really worried too much about what order these balloons go in. I've just done, there's 3 different patterns, so I've done one of each on all of the cards. And as you can see, I'm just holding the string on with a dimensional to pop those balloons up from the card. You can also see when I put these onto the card, I'm not really too specific about where I put them on, and it's better to not have them lined up perfectly. They look more natural if they're just at, you know, slightly differing heights, because that's how balloons would float if in real life. So with long skinny banners, I like to do a sort of zigzag with my dimensionals, and I find that that helps support both sides, but you're not trying to get the dimensionals to sort of line up right next to each other, because you know you don't want them sticking out the edges. And you can see that I've left the strings alone with this card. I've just stuck the banner straight over the top. Okay, and here are all 4 of those designs together. And again, I was really happy that I mixed them up. So the next card that we are making today is this, the one with the big floral image in the background. And this one was really easy to put together. I was also a little bit worried that the card with the floral background wouldn't sort of stand out too much, or, you know, would blend in too much rather with this big floral image, but I was really happy with how they all turned out. Again, I'm doing the angled edge ribbon, gold ribbon, which is actually how you're meant to do it on this card, and holding it in place with some fast fuse and a couple of dimensionals on the back of that little whimsical banner, and this card is done. It would be very easy to add a little bit of embellishment to this card. Get some metallic thread or something like that behind the banner, or some background stamping on this plain green one. And these are the 4 different ones together, and as you can see, they all look terrific. I'm so happy with how easy it is to mix and match these cards. The last card that we're making today is this one with the tag on the front of it, and this is a really cute, easy design. Again, the one with the plain green background could easily have some spots or something, or some flower images, you know, stamped lightly in the background to bring it up a little bit. But, you know, it's really nice to have clean and simple cards in your stash, because different personality types suit different kinds of cards, so it's nice to be able to give those to different people. So with that gold ribbon, I used a little bit of fast fuse on the inside of it to keep it folded, and a little bit more on the card front. And then after I've tied the bow, I put a little bit more fast fuse on the back of that tag and attach it to the front of the card. Easy peasy. These cards have been really simple to put together and they look stunning. I'm very, very happy with this kit and I highly recommend it. So that's that card done. I'll get the other 4 out and you might be able to see on my original one the little gold sticker. That's on the one with the floral background. There's a little gold sticker in the middle of that flower. So now I'm going to do some inside stamping and just give you guys a couple of ideas on what you could do. I do them all pretty similarly, but that's kind of my style. So we'll just put these in on Dapper Denim, and then I do some Flirty Flamingo for the flowers and stamped off as well, so I don't re-ink in between stamping it, and that way the image that goes behind the sentiment is nice and light and the sentiment can be seen easily. So next up we have this Today Blooms For You card, and because that sentiment is not particularly birthday related, I've decided to do the inside not particularly birthday related either, and that way you've got a bit of a blank canvas type card that you can use for any occasion. It's always handy to have a couple of those in your stash. And next up we have the balloons card. I've decided with this card, because there's no flowers on the front, I've decided to do a confetti look instead, and I haven't re-inked the stamp in between, so it sort of looks like some of the confetti is closer than others. And this is a great way to add dimension to a card without actually adding any dimension to it. It's a great trick for the inside. And finally we have the one with the big floral image, and I was really tempted to also stamp the front of this card because that green one is quite plain for my taste, but I decided to leave it alone. So now I'll take you through and show you all of the cards that we've made today, and you can see that just by changing up the backgrounds, we've got 16 different cards. So there's 4 variations for each of the 4 designs. Some of them could even be used as masculine cards, and it's really great to get so many different cards out of the one pack. And I'll just quickly show you the box and the perennial calendar that comes with it. You can see I've used the gold stickers that come with the kit, but the cards are numbered, so you can leave them plain if you want. This is Jessie Holton, your Stampin' Up demonstrator for Australia, jessieholton.com. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and sign up to my newsletter via my blog so you don't miss out on any of my promos or specials. And if you'd like to see any products or techniques demonstrated, please let me know. Thank you.